Hi, everybody. Welcome to Woo Woo Wednesday. Today, I thought I would take this time to chat a little bit about divination cards, whether they be tarot cards or other kinds of cards. I'm just going to talk about a couple of my favorites and give some thoughts that I have on the use of divination cards. So, divination, just to give a little definition, divination is kind of like foretelling the future, but not only just foretelling the future. Divination is all about getting information that is not readily known. So, um, if you want to know how a job interview is going to go, or you want to know how your love life is doing, or you want to know what's going on, in your life and maybe get some insight into different things, you can use divination cards. How do they work? Divination cards work with your higher guidance system. So, whether you connect with angels or guides, your higher self, wisdom, some people think that it is connected to just your higher mind, which is, everybody has their own idea of how they work. Um, but they work. That's all that really matters is they work. Divination cards have been used for centuries. The original tarot cards were actually used as playing cards, but on the other hand, the things that we use now as playing cards were actually originally divination cards. And so it's been centuries and centuries that people have been seeking answers from the divine using cards. When I originally started to decide to use my gift of delivering messages from spirit, I didn't use cards. I really wasn't interested in using cards. I didn't feel like I needed them. I could connect directly with my higher guidance system and give messages directly. And over the course of time, I started getting nudges from the spirit world that they wanted me to learn to use the cards. And I felt like it was too complicated. I didn't want to spend time learning the meanings of all the cards. I really was not interested. But, Spirit just didn't give up. They kept nudging me and nudging me. And finally, I actually was tutored by Spirit. I never took any classes until later, after I'd already familiarized myself. I took a class or two. But in the beginning, I just learned the cards just by connecting with Spirit and looking at a card, picking a card arbitrarily, and just looking at the picture and seeing what it spoke to me. What are you saying to me? And then, occasionally, if I wasn't getting anything, I would Google the meaning of the card and Google a lot of different people and what they say, and kind of get a feel for what I felt my personal connection was with that particular card. So it was a process. It wasn't something that I learned overnight. It wasn't something that I just automatically knew how to do. So it required some time and some practice, just like anything else that you learn. But for me, I was tutored by Spirit. And so, I believe that the goddess Isis came in to teach me the cards. I'm not sure, like in the beginning, I didn't even know who she was. She came in and she introduced herself and said, I'm going to teach you these cards. And I had to Google her to see who she was. I didn't even know. I still haven't found a connection between the goddess Isis and the cards, but she's the one who wanted to teach me. So she was my teacher. So I just, over time, I developed a skill in the tarot cards. And what I wanted to talk to you about today is finding a deck that speaks to you. And then I wanted to show you a couple of different decks that I use that I like and talk about, a couple of things that I've run into over the years with cards and my little thoughts about them. Okay, so let's get started. My go-to set of cards is the just regular old cards, regular old, and it is hard to show you. These are the Rider Waite cards. They are, the most common ones that you'll see. I wish I could have it back a little bit further so you can see them. Those are the cards I just always use. And originally, my very first set of cards was not these. I got ones that I think they were called the Mythic Tarot, and I could not read with those cards at all. No luck whatsoever reading with those cards. But, a lot of people like them. Um, The reason I share that is because you have to have a connection to a specific deck of cards. You have to establish a connection. So let's start. I wanted to start by showing you my way of connecting with my cards. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways to do it. I found this way to be very, very effective. So in meditation, as you know, and I don't know if we've talked about specifically about meditation, but meditation is basically focusing on your breath. So as you're breathing in, you're breathing out, you're breathing in, you're breathing out. When I meditate, I connect the breath to my connection to spirit. And so in my way of believing, because I attribute my skills to a lot of different belief systems. I love shamanism. I love just directly connecting with spirit. I love Mother Earth. So in my thought, there are 7 directions. And I like to connect those 7 directions. There would be obviously north, east, south, and west would be 4. And then the energy above us, which is the divine, and the energy below us, which is Mother Earth, and the energy within us. So that's 7 directions. And so when I breathe, I'm breathing in those directions, and I am drawing in the energy from those directions. I'm drawing in all of the ancestors that have lived in those specific directions. I'm calling in my power animals. I'm calling in the angels that I attribute to specific directions. I'm calling in the energy of my higher self, of my understanding of the divine above me and the Mother Earth beneath me, and I'm drawing that in with my breath. And when I am breathing out, then I am breathing out the energy of the divine into my energy field, or in this case, into my cards. And so I'll hold my cards or whatever I'm empowering in my hands, and I'm drawing in my breath and actually blowing sometimes into the deck of cards. So I'll do that a few times. Sometimes I'll call in the specific angel that's associated with those cards. And so calling in the guardian angel of the tarot cards. And the guardian angel goes by different names. Some people have a specific idea on who that angel is, but you can just call in your angel that's associated with divination or with the cards. And you're just calling in the angel associated with the tarot cards and blowing into the cards. Okay. And then you can do that as many times as you need to feel that your connection to your cards is established. And then some people say that you shouldn't actually hand your cards to somebody else after doing that. I find it doesn't really make a difference. If I'm reading for somebody, I like them to hold the cards and get their energy in there. So, it's up to you, whatever you feel like works for you. And I can do it either way because I do readings over the phone, over Zoom. Obviously, people can't hold the cards when that's the case. So it's not really important either way. You should just decide for yourself. And if you're reading for yourself, obviously, you're going to hold the cards. You're going to charge the cards. You're going to ask for the highest available benevolent helpers to come in and communicate through the cards. Because let me be honest with you, there's lots of spirits out there. Some of them are really, really wonderful and benevolent, and some of them are not so good. So the energy that you connect with is the type of answers you're going to get. And whether they're accurate or not is going to depend on who you're connecting with. So you always want to connect with the highest available energy that is coming in to give you the answers that you're seeking. Okay? So that being said, I want to talk about a couple of different kinds of cards that I like, and just some thoughts that I have on the different ones, and then we'll finish up. I don't know if I can get it done in a short amount of time. We'll see how long this video goes. Okay, let's get started. So we've already talked about the Rider-Waite cards. These are the ones that I use probably the most, just because I have a connection to them. I have a relationship with these cards, so I really like them. And when you get a new set of cards, you're going to find that even if they are tarot cards, their energy is a little different. So you have to reestablish a connection with those cards. And I'll give you an example. I just got these wonderful cards. They're beautiful. This is the back of them. It's Archangel Michael on the back. These are called Angel Tarot cards. They were originally created by, I didn't bring the guy's name down here. I think his name's Radley Valentine and Doreen Virtue. So originally they were created by two people, Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine, created these beautiful angel cards, and they have pictures of angels on them. They associate a lot of the cards with different angels, and they're all very positive. And so if you've ever used regular tarot cards, you'll know that some of the cards, not all the cards are positive. Some of them are challenging. And that's okay with me because life is sometimes challenging. You know, we can't say that we were born and we live our entire life and everything's wonderful. Sometimes scary things happen. And so, you know, it's up to you whether you want a set of cards that kind of water down the challenging cards. They don't really take away the challenges, but they say it in a nicer way so the people aren't fearful when they see the cards. They're beautiful. The pictures on them are beautiful. I love doing, on social media, I do a card of the day, and I've been doing that for many years. I like using these cards. They're very positive. So even if you have a challenging thing that you want to share, you can share it in a positive way so that people aren't, you know, panic stricken by having something bad happen. So these are really nice. I've tried a couple of times to use them for clients and for doing actual readings. So far, I find it a little difficult just because they're new to me and I haven't really connected with them. So I usually, you know, go back to my Rider-Waite cards because I completely get all of the symbolism in those cards. I've been doing it a long time. Eventually, maybe I'll switch over to these cards. Who knows? But I like them when you're just picking one card and you're saying, okay, just give me, you know, one thing that I need to know, blah, 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 about, you know, whatever. I like these cards a lot. They, it's the same amount of cards as tarot cards, and they're very nice. And I'll talk about, I know a lot of people, well, let's go to my next set of cards, and then I'll talk about that. So my next set of cards that I really like, these are the Guardian Angel cards. These also have really pretty pictures, and they actually, these have a little thing that they say on them. So I don't know if you can see that or not. It's kind of hard to see, but you know, they have a little saying down here. I really like these cards too. These were originally created by the same person, Doreen Virtue, Radley Valentine. As many of you know, Doreen Virtue has kind of decided to go in a different direction, which is fine. And so Radley now is getting all the credit. And I know a lot of my friends in Woo Woo World have gotten rid of all of their cards associated with Doreen Virtue, and I haven't because I love the cards. And to me, getting rid of cards that their creator no longer resonates with, I mean, I don't care if she resonates with them or not. I really like them. If a mother had, say, 10 children, and she decided she was going to leave all her children in, say, the U.S., and she was going to move to Mexico and leave her kids here, would we kill the kids? No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't. Somebody would pick them up and take care of them. And that's how I feel about her cards. You know, if she doesn't resonate with them anymore, that's up to her. That's her path. I love these cards, and I'm going to continue to use them. So that's my little speech about that. That's all I have to say about that. And then we'll go on to a different set of cards. Another set of cards I really like. These are the Gateway cards. I'll show you the little book that comes with them. And Gateway cards. Denise Linn. I love these cards. I love Denise Linn. I really connect with her. She's an author and speaker with Hay House, and very shamanic, very down to earth. I love her. She's got great energy. Love these cards. These are not associated with the tarot at all. They are completely her own creation. And so when you use these cards, you probably are going to maybe have to use the book. You could probably, I can do readings with these cards pretty well, but it's just a little different process. That's all. But I like them. I like using them once again for my card of the day. Just picking that specific card and seeing, what my day is going to be like, or putting them up on social media. I do that sometimes. So those are another one of my cards. The last ones I'm going to show you, these are a completely different system. These are called Lenormand cards. Just very small little cards. They're completely different from tarot. It's really hard to see these the way my camera is, but anyway, you can look them up. Lenormand, and those are a completely different system. I really like them. You read them completely different than you would regular tarot cards, but I like using them too. So that's my little talk about using different kinds of cards. I hope that you enjoy your journey in divination. And let's just say something about divination. Different people get messages different ways. Some people get messages through divination through cards. Some of them get messages in different ways. And let's all just love each other. Let's all connect with spirit in the way that works for us best, and not criticize other people who get messages different ways. Okay? All right. You all have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this little chat, and I'll see you next week.